trips and young romances, breakups and second chances. Our rhythm steers through all these years. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one ding ding and the boom boom boom, adding manya titi, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? Heartbeats and stolen glances, oceans and wedding marches. Our music plays through all these days. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one ding ding and the boom boom boom, adding manya titi, then it's me and you. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? My Isukuti love. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action. My Isukuti love. Give it to me too much, too much. Usiku wa joto, usiku wa manane, usiku usioishia, katikati ya Julai, tulikuwa na furaha, hatuku stress na uhai, tulijua tu city lights ya Nairobi, they shine so bright. Remember dancing in the moonlight up until the sunrise, strobe lights glaring oh so bright, katikati ya July, ya July, ya July, ya July. Follow the beat the whole night.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Pawa Radio.
Umenitesa nimetosheka, roho imezoea, ukitoka ninajua leo sitatulia, kile nafikiria huna idea, yale napitia, I know you know. I watch you put on makeup, standing by the mirror, your vibration is familiar. Yeah, it's a trigger, nakumbuka ukiweza kunifurahia. I wish you would stay, but I know you moved on. Nakujua tena sana, nikikuona najua kile unawaza. And you know, naeza jua ukidanganya. So I find it so confusing when you lie, love. It gets so lonely, usiku tanipata na mawazo. You say you love me, but najua uliniachanga kitambo. Najua uliniachanga kitambo. Oh. Najua uliniachanga kitambo. Nimezeeka, so sitakasirika. Nimeona ya dunia, sitalipishia. Ukitenda utatendwa, kwanza na unayempenda. Binadamu akiumia, bado atarudia. Nakujua tena sana, nikikuona najua kile unawaza. And you know, naeza jua ukidanganya. So I find it so confusing when you lie, love. It gets so lonely, usiku tanipata na mawazo. You say you love me, but najua uliniachanga kitambo. Najua uliniachanga kitambo. Oh. Najua uliniachanga kitambo. Oh. It gets so lonely, usiku tanipata na mawazo. You say you love me, but najua uliniachanga kitambo. Najua ushamua misi wako.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Pawa Radio.
Inawauma sana, mbona huko kama wao, na inawaumiza sana, mbona huko in the crowd. Nini ulicho nacho kinakutenganisha nao? Nini ulicho nacho makes you so proud? You do what you do, how you do what you do. Come on, you say what you say, how you say when you say. Come on, you be what you be, how you be when you be. Come on, see why pretend to see change, not for anybody else. Just the way you are, just the way you are. Kama ulivyo, just
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right. Very good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Power Morning Drive Show. That was Wanyoike Tande with her song Just the Way You Are. And we hope you are tuning in just the way you are. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. I'm your host, Wanyoike, and yes, I officially welcome you to the Power Morning Drive Show. To just give you a couple of a rundown of what to expect this morning, we are going to get into some news updates and what has been making the rounds across Kenya and also internationally, as well as we shall get into our later conversation this morning. We are joined by a governance expert, Mr. David Wipa, and we are going to be looking at Kenya post-protest. Now, as we round up to the first year anniversary since the June 2024 anti-finance bill protest happened, are there lessons that we have picked along the way? Is there even a reality as Kenya post-protest? Does that even paint a picture of what we want to see? Any progress made? So we shall be getting into that kind of conversation later on our program this morning. So you do want to stick around and you know, just kind of hear what we shall be coming out of that conversation with. But kama kawaida, let me give you the day's traffic updates. And we start with the Thika Road this morning. From all soaps down all the way towards Nairobi, a lot of traffic happening along that route this morning. The same situation also happening along Kiambu Road from the DCI place going into Muthaiga. A lot of traffic happening this morning as you go into town. The same situation also happening along Limuru Road from Village Market into Muthaiga, roundabout, a lot of traffic as well. The same situation also happening just as you leave at the Ngecha Road intersection, as you leave Zen Garden along Lower Kabete Road, a lot of traffic also, and it goes all the way down towards the Novotel Nairobi Westlands Hotel as well. As I can also see the same situation is happening along Peponi Road, just bumper to bumper on that route as well. Red Hill Link Road is not looking too bad, so you guys are nothing much to complain about on that route in this morning. Let's go to Wanyoike Way. Wanyoike Way, the area around the address, as well as you go into the Westlands roundabout. Yes, there's a little bit of a snarl up there causing traffic that also spills over towards Uhuru Highway this morning. Parklands, let's see, from Ojijo Road is also quite busy this morning. That whole area as you go towards the Globe roundabout, there's a lot of traffic happening also across that front. I can also see that Muranga Road is looking quite busy this morning, especially as you go towards town. Nothing much to complain about from town on that end as well. Let's move on to Ngong Road. Ngong Road is quite busy this morning. There is just a lot of traffic. It actually starts all the way from as you leave Kikuyu Road, you know, the intersection that comes into Naivasha Road, yes, there's traffic all the way. It continues towards Junction Mall and then all the way down towards Prestige Plaza and lastly, spills over towards Valley Road as well. So watu wa Ngong Road leo kidogo, you guys will need to have a little bit of some patience because that is what is happening on that route. I can see that Langata Road is also quite busy this morning. It's actually quite all roads painted red. And it's happening in pockets. So there's a pocket from as you go towards the Dam Estate area, then it spills over at that area around the Nairobi Safari Walk. Then it goes all the way towards the Weston Hotel. And also the Raila Odinga Road doesn't look, it's not always busy, but today there's just a little bit of a build up there from T-Mall and then down into Strathmore as you go towards Ngumo Estate at that. Let's go to the other side of the city, and Mombasa Road kuna ka busy. That intersection from Popo Road all the way as you go towards Capital Center, a lot of traffic that spills over all the way till the Nairobi West Hospital as well. So if you're coming from that route, please be aware of what to expect on that road. Same situation also happening along Jogoo Road. Yes, it's absolute madness as well. Even if you are coming into the Cabanas bus stop as well, same situation. Embakasi, Feather Estate, all those areas, Nyayo Estate, all those areas. A good chunk of the Eastern Bypass as you go towards the Cabanas. The Cabanas bus stop, things are looking quite thick on your end. That's just a little bit of a snapshot of what's happening on major roads of this city of Nairobi. In case where you are, Nasja mentioned, and you would like the people to know, please let us know any incidents as well. Remember, the hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Yes, and we will be getting right into our days. The dailies, what's making headlines, and my guest is already in studio, so we are coming back shortly with him as we get to discuss what has been making the news headlines. So do keep it Power Radio. We will be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Where have you been, my love, my joy? What have you seen before you found me? Maombi yangu, that's where they led me. Where have you been, my love? I waited. Ningekupata mapema, ningekupoteza au la. Would you be my love? Hata waseme nini baby, mapenzi yangu hayana mwisho kweli. Hata walete mbuzi, ni wewe naamini. What do I do to show you that you're my everything? Hata walete mbuzi, ni wewe naamini. And I know in my heart, baby, that you are made for me. Now that you're here, I don't ever wanna need nothing more. Oh, darling, you're my heart and soul. Ni wewe wangu usiende mbali. Now that I have everything, don't you ever walk away from me. Don't you know that we are meant to be, my love? Ningekupata mapema, ningekupoteza au la. Would you be my love? Hata waseme nini baby, mapenzi yangu hayana mwisho kweli. Hata walete mbuzi, ni wewe naamini. What do I do to show you that you're my everything? Hata walete mbuzi, ni wewe naamini. And I know in my heart, baby, that you are made for me. Hata walete mbuzi, ni wewe naamini. What do I do to show you my everything? Hata walete mbuzi, ni wewe naamini. And I know in my heart, baby, that you are made for me. You are made for me.
Lion, sun I pine.
each and every day mawazo yake kwenye mind hayanitoki na sichoki. The kind of love that you only dream of to live through eternity.
Penzi, nakuwaza mimi every time when you're not next to me. Na ukiwa nami when you're holding me tight, mwili wangu haustop to shiver.
Thinking about the way I would be missing out on all the tender loving and care without you, my dear.
I cannot fathom or entertain the idea of not having you here. I'd shed a tear.
Baby, you're the only one for me. Unitoki kwa mawazo, ni wewe unafaa kuwa nami. Exclusive for you, it's exclusive. Surely you're the only one for me. Chaguo langu toka mwanzo, na nimezama kwako. Exclusive for you, it's exclusive. Reminiscing about the loving that we made, truly intimate. Cupid have to navigate, loving from a lion, true emotion never late. Nikupe penzi moto kama kuon maliet.
Nami napenda unavutia effort so effortlessly. You drive me crazy when you roar. Tender loving kissing kwenye mwili with my head on my feet. I miss you, my baby.
Thinking about the way I would be missing out on all the tender loving and care without you, my dear.
I cannot fathom or entertain the idea of not having you here. I'd shed a tear. Ooh, baby, you're the only one for me. Unitoki kwa mawazo, ni wewe unafaa kuwa nami. Exclusively, it's exclusive. Surely you're the only one for me. Chaguo langu toka mwanzo, na nimezama kwako. Exclusively, it's exclusive.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
There is a fire burning inside me. Oh, in this fire, I think I know what it could be. For when I met you in June, on that lovely afternoon, I did not have a clue all the things you'd make me do. Now every time I see you, I wanna kiss you and hold you and dream about forever in your arms. Oh, I'm falling in love with you, and it feels so good to know that you feel it too. I'm falling in love with you, and it feels so good to know that you feel it too. And now I wanna sing this song to you. I wanna see the world now where we're. Oh, wangayaure samika loka ya imi yodenda chwakore. And I wanna sing this song to you. I wanna see the world now where we're. Wangayaure samika loka ya imi yodenda chwakore.
Iyengo siromara awinjo kaya motera mama paro biro nega kaneno jangware buonjo kodi rama pile ochuno koraweni nimejita mikutano niwe abebo ka ochunya aworo mama herana mari mama opongo chunya amora chalo nyarombo kiranga tibuonjo giwani. And I'm falling in love with you, and it feels so good to know that you love me too. Yeah. I'm falling in love to know that you love me too.
And now I wanna sing this song to you. I wanna see the world now where oh wangayare samika loka ya imi odenda chakore. And I wanna sing this song to you. I wanna see the world now where wangayare samika loka ya imi odenda chakore. Ilomba, sietna, chunya gobi. My heart feels at home when I'm with you. Ilomba, sietna, chunya gobi. My heart feels at home when I'm with you. Ilomba, sietna, chunya gobi. My heart feels at home when I'm with you. Ilomba, sietna, I go be. My heart feels at home when I'm with you. Ilomba, sietna, I go be. My heart feels at home when I'm with you. Ilomba, sietna, I go be. My heart feels at home when I'm with you. Ilomba, sietna, chunya gobi. My heart feels at home when I'm with you. Ilomba, sietna,
Chunya gobi, chunya feels at home when I'm with you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
This is Hendrix Sam.
Misikatai, unanidai, akiwalahi, ninaogopa sitadinai. I want you to lie, ni vile I I'm trying to find good love, baby, baby. I'll be the one for you. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. If you wait for me, I don't need nobody else. I'm trying to find good love, baby, maybe, and I'll be the one for you. Maybe I'll be the one
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back, welcome back. That is One For You by Miss Fee, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I officially welcome you again. As we promised, we are going to be here. My guest is already in studio, and we are going to get into the dailies and just look at what has been happening in our country. And of course, it's a lot. You know, to live as a Kenyan is to know that there's always going to be drama lurching and right next to you. But before we get to that, remember you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. We are Power Radio. Please subscribe. It really helps us to reach a wider array of people so that we can mainstream the kind of conversations that we are having here as well. You can also find us on our website power254.org/power radio. All right, let me just start with a little glance of what's happening in the papers. But even before we do that, let me just let our guest introduce himself. Atuambie amekuwa wapi jamani. I think it's a happy new year to you, because can we still say happy new year in May or happy new year? Happy new year ilishia Easter. After Easter is done. It's done.
Say happy belated Easter.
Okay, we can say happy belated new year if that is anything to go by. But it's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
Karibu sana. You've lost.
Asante sana. I'm around. I've been around. I
Yeah?
told you I would make
you will make
Power
time.
Radio my home.
Oh yeah. And indeed we
Always
are
on a speed
honored.
dial.
For
Whenever
sure.
you meet me, I
Yes.
will avail myself.
And you've kept your promise.
Yes, I've kept my promise.
Alrighty.
And I also appreciate the opportunity.
Yes. Karibu sana. For the one or two people who might not know who David Wipa is, what you are about, and all the things, please uza sera. Let the people know who you are.
Oh, thank you so much, Anne.
Ongelesha wabunge.
My name is David Wipa.
Yes.
And I am a political and governance expert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with a wide range of knowledge in matters that pertain to leadership. I have a degree in political science that I acquired in Catholic University of Eastern Africa
Yes.
in the year 2021.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I've also served in various capacities as a leader. I have been a student leader. I was the president of the Catholic University. After that, I proceeded where I served at the office of the deputy president. And I helped on matters that pertained to mentorship programs of the youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is where I draw my wealth of experience in leadership.
Awesome.
All my time I always spent it to dispense knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
To try and inculcate culture that surrounds to good governance and accountability that is required in order to reset this country.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
You've spoken like a real politician. I think you did mention here, but just for juggling our memory, you are vying for a
I am
seat.
currently running for a parliamentary seat.
Yes.
That
Where?
is Sona West constituency,
Uh-huh.
which is located in Migori County.
Watu wa viatu. Yeah.
We are
Watu wa viatu.
we are a very disciplined people.
We will talk about a little bit about your constituents after this, because
thank
I'm a proud. I want to be associated with Migori people for very wrong reasons, but reasons nonetheless. So
Okay.
karibu sana, David
Asante
Wipa.
sana, Ann.
Alrighty, sawa. Let's just go spend the next couple of maybe 5 minutes or so to look at what the dailies are talking about, and then we can make enough time to discuss what our main topic of conversation is this morning. And I can see here on the cover page of the Standard newspaper, there is a story here highlighted: Haiti, dead or alive. The National Police Service has failed to provide answers to a family in Kiambu desperately seeking closure over their missing relative, a police officer among the 600 deployed to Haiti. While the police cling to outdated codes of silence, Haiti's transitional government has already confirmed the death of the Kenyan officer. Meanwhile, distressing images circulating on social media continue to torment the grieving family. So, of course, this is talking about the deployment of the battalions that were sent in Haiti. I think it's coming to 1 year now. And there has been a lot of conversation going on with how wrong that whole process was, and a statement here by the Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja on the same matter. He said that the search is still on for the unaccounted officer and all efforts are being made to ensure we find him. I want to assure the family of the missing officer that we are doing everything possible and we are going to bring him back. So something to note here is one, that so there's a lack of accountability in terms of the lives that have been lost. Yeah. Then the other issue that has come up is people thought that this is it's a very bad diplomatic. Well, I know that it is diplomatic, but what message is it sending about Kenya? Because our security is not the very best, and we are especially now coming into a country where the June 2024 protests showed us, what the kind of army and the police force that we have. And I use police force very intentionally because these are not the police service. We'll also talk about that. Then the third issue is the 2.5 billion Kenya shillings that we do not have, or we do have, that should be sent or repurposed to build other systems, is what we've spent on this Haiti mission. So with all those issues at hand, let's go with whichever tuanguke tu nayo.
Yeah, what's happening? Firstly, we have to put it very vehemently.
Yes.
And bold that move was very wrong. It was not a priority. And our government is characterized with the sense that all the priorities that we get them really wrong.
Yeah.
We are a government that has upside down priorities. So this move was wrong and it was illegal from the onset. And I think the public or the domain strongly opposed this move.
Yeah.
Because we knew and we were ready for the consequences that we are encountering now.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, our sympathies goes with the family of the officer that has been lost.
True.
And whose place is not known as we speak.
Yeah.
So what we really know, we know that our police system, our security, first of all, as a country, is compromised.
Right.
We are a country that is currently under a very serious crisis of insecurity. And so to take our security officers miles away, we have got no business taking our security officers to Haiti while we face very severe challenges of security in our country. Yeah. So that idea was very much misplaced. And you see, it has got so many consequences and implications because if you see the amount of money that was invested there, 2.5 billion shillings at a country that is borrowing debts to pay workers,
11
at a
trillion.
country that is borrowing money to refurbish or rather to renovate state house and other state luxury, to support other state luxuries.
Yes.
So we're a country that has priorities upside down, and that is something that we must really fight for in order to reclaim efficiency in government.
Right.
And so one of the things that we must say is that our security officers should immediately be withdrawn from Haiti so that they are brought back to reinforce the security system in our country today. And I tend to believe that it also has got severe consequences towards our reputation as a country.
Yes.
And even at the global stage in terms of diplomacy.
Right.
It is soiling our diplomacy and relations with other countries because we know taking sides and taking our security there are so many countries that are also against that move because it benefits a specific country and we know the country which it benefits.
Yes.
So the government and
are
the
we
president...
allowed to say?
The government, led by our president, should make a move to recall our security officers back to our country. We need them back to our country because if we don't do it as pronto as possible, we are going to face many deaths. We are going to see many deaths happening because even the disclosure that one officer has been lost signals a lot of things.
Yeah.
I tend to believe that as we sit and talk about this one officer that has been lost, there might be so many officers
that
who have
are
also
not
faced
reported.
this thing. Who have been lost in that life, but they are not really giving us the statistics that has happened. So I tend to believe that this is going to cause a lot of consequences to our country. And because our security officers have showed in the past that they are incompetent and they are not able to handle such high insecurity issue in Haiti that has been overtaken by gangs. So the best thing that we can do as a country led by our president and the government is to recall those security officers back so that they are deployed to areas that are affected by security issues like Baringo. We can take some of them to even Migori, where we saw that level of indiscipline being showcased, so that our country is safer. We first of all need to focus on our security as a country,
Yeah.
rather than focusing on security of other countries that do not concern us or relate to us in any way.
any way, yeah.
Because I tend to believe that Haiti does not consume any of our products.
No.
There is nothing that we actually export to Haiti. Haiti does not really have any, the government, or rather the relations with Haiti do not really have any impact towards our economy. So it is a matter that we have got no business, we have got no.
We actually
anything doing
do.
there.
We actually do trade with Haiti. It's funny. I
But
forget
do
what,
you
but
believe,
of course it's not
Do you
big.
believe that us taking our security officers there will have implications towards that
Oh, of course
diplomatic relations?
No.
So we really need to recall that act and bring our security officers back. There is nothing they're doing there.
They're
that is
actually
of
coming
importance
back.
to us.
Yeah, they are. But as you said, I think it was a wrong move.
Absolutely.
It was a very misguided move.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Sawa. And speaking of jobs puzzles and sending people outside for more jobs and whatnot, on the cover page of the Daily Nation, there's a story there about the jobs puzzle, and it's a story that continues also on the page 5 of the Daily Nation, and it really highlights on. So just a couple of this week, there have been 32 jobs agencies. You know these job agencies that.
We know them. They
Yeah,
are all over,
these
they are all over the
camps.
city.
Yeah, they are
from
all over the
River
city.
Road to anywhere.
Exactly. So they've been blacklisted and banned from that. And speaking at that event was the Labour Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua. So we are seeing so something that you need to notice: 32 agencies. First of all, do you believe that? Because I think there are many. There are more than 32.
There are so many.
Yeah.
And I think the sole intention as to why the government is withdrawing their license
Yeah.
is because the government wants to play a sole role.
Yeah.
It wants to be the single agency because, they have been unable to create job opportunities. Yeah, they have been unable
Yes.
to exploit the resources that we have here to the advantage of the population, especially the young generation.
Right.
So that is the reason as to why they want to take charge and control of that sector.
Yeah.
Plus, they want to use it also as an avenue to scam Kenyans because we have seen the outrage, or rather the expose that there are a lot of Kenyans who were promised job and they paid a lot of money towards that, and they have been unable to get those jobs up to date.
Yes.
So we know the reason as to why, and we understand the intention of the government. In as much as we are against, we support as a people because we know our people, especially those who have been taken to Middle East, the amount of inhuman act that they have been exposed to. So we are really in support of whatever the government has done of to recall or rather to withdraw their licenses.
Yes.
But we also want to tell the government that it is not their duty and responsibility of to export laborers
Right.
outside the country. They should focus on job creation within the
Locally,
country here,
yes.
local creation of jobs,
Yes.
so that our industries that are within our country consume the expertise that we have. The government should totally remove itself from this saga of to engage on exporting labor. At this era and time, it is not in order for a government that collects revenue from the people, that borrows debts of tunes of in tunes of trillions up to date, still exporting labors from our country. It is extortion and it is something that must stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we call upon the government to get back to its senses and to deliver to its mandate and the manifesto
Yeah.
that they promised Kenyans to create jobs, because we haven't seen the government create any job
No.
in this country.
Yeah.
So they must stop this act of taking our sons, daughters, brothers and sisters to countries that perpetuate acts of
Discrimination. I
They are
mean,
exposed to very terrible
racism,
things and racism.
underpayment.
Yeah,
It's
so
a lot.
it is a very bad. I mean, I don't want to talk about exploitation of workers.
Yeah.
That is a very weird thing that I would not even love to talk about.
It's even
the
not
gov-
exportation, it's exploitation.
Exploitation
Yeah.
of workers.
Yeah.
That is a very bad thing.
Yeah.
Even me, I would not wish to get out of Kenya to go and to do such kind of jobs outside there. So the government should really become serious. We have a government that is very unserious.
We have a
We have
very unserious
a government that is very incapable. They don't even understand their right to life. So they should get to their sense. They should really understand the reason as to why they have that opportunity to serve the people.
Yeah.
Taking people outside the country is
Yeah.
a no.
Yeah.
And we must come out of that act.
Right. Okay, you have the final word. And lastly, the IEBC. My God, the elections board, the candidates, the whole process. I'm sure you are watching closely. Many say that it didn't go, like it wasn't a very transparent, what is it, process. Many have hang-ups of that. What do you make of it?
I tend to believe
Yeah.
that process was compromised from the onset. Because first of all, the delay, what occasioned the delay, we need to ask ourselves.
Yeah.
And we know even the persons, the characters that submitted their names, and the ones that were shortlisted for those positions, we know the kind of characters that they are. Majority of those people there are either cronies or proteges of senior people in government.
Yes.
So that speaks very boldly on the independence of the IEBC, because that is an independent institution. So the independence of IEBC no longer exists, and we tend to believe that process, in as much as it is coming to an end as soon as we expect, but we expect also to be exposed to the things that we are, the normal things and the most obvious things, that we are going to have an IBC that is completely compromised,
Right.
and that is not going to stand for a very transparent and verifiable elections. But what we expect from them, whether they have been compromised or not,
Yeah.
is to run and to engineer an election that is going to be free from rigging. We want a free and fair elections from the by-elections that we are going to see towards the 2027 general elections. We want a very transparent and very fair election superintended by the IEBC.
Yeah.
So we expect this IEBC to give us the real winners of the elections. What we expect from IEBC is just to announce the real winners of the elections, not to come up and to stage things that are not in accordance with the law.
That's right.
But there is nothing much that personally expect from the IBC. They are just the normal shenanigans. There is nobody that is competent enough in that team. The only person that I know that is competent is Professor Duncan Ojuang. He has been a career professional. He has been a lecturer at the university, so I know he's also a very independent person and independent character. So I tend to believe that he's the only person, and I believe that he's the person who is even qualified to superintend over the IBC as the chairperson.
Right.
But I believe that the president will endorse him as one of the commissioners in the IBC.
Right.
So he's the only individual that I believe has got credentials, yes, to stand for somehow a fair election. But the rest, their characters with questionable integrity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They do not pass the integrity test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa. Well, there you have it. That marks the end of our local and international news roundup. For more in-depth analysis, please grab your copies of the dailies and read for yourself. Let's take a quick breather, and when we come back now, we get into our day's conversation. Today, we are going to be looking at all the occurrences and the events that took place from June 2024. Is there something like Kenya post-protest? How do we sustain a conversation about whatever June 2024 meant? The release of the BBC expose, Blood Parliament. What would that portend for the reality that we are in as a country? Definitely a conversation that you do want to catch after this short musical break. Start sending in your questions. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Yes, start also sending in some of those questions and on our social media platforms, and we will be sure to get into that as we go along. See you after this short musical break.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, that is Miss Della, and she's playing right here on Power Radio. You're tuning in to the Power Morning Drive Show. What? Do I speak anymore? I don't know whether I do speak. But anyway, the show must go on. My name is Wanyoike, and I'm still here with my guest, Mr. David Wipa. And we are going to get right into our conversation right now about, Kenya post-protest, if at all that is even a reality. We're also going to be looking at a blood parliament, because I don't think that it's just a documentary that we need to sympathize and move on with, as our members of parliament were telling us. So it's definitely something that we have to continue talking about. So I think for me, the first question that I would have for you is, what were your initial reactions when you watched that BBC expose, Blood Parliament?
Personally, I was left in shock, but I was not badly shocked because I was part of the people that were on street on that fateful day. Only that I did not set foot in parliament presence, but I was around, and I actively participated in the protest because I tend to believe, not to believe, but it is a matter that is enshrined in law. So as an active citizen, I played my constitutional duty and mandate of to demonstrate. But I believe that it is the most terrifying and horrific things that I have seen or witnessed in my life.
Yeah.
Even watching that video itself
Yeah.
gives you a lot of worries. It leaves you in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is one of the things that is very horrific. And as for me, I believe on the 25th of June, 2024, history was made and written in this country.
Right.
And it was history that was written in blood,
Yeah. Unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it is one account that shall ever linger into our minds as a generation that was badly affected. Yes.
The events that closely followed after that were quite utterly shocking, right?
Absolutely.
Having members of parliament saying that we need to move on. That was one account. The other one was a deflection of issues. And like, for example, the Dagoretti South, the member of parliament, John Kiari, he was saying that he started talking about the Batuk army base and started deflecting the issue. Also, the government spokesperson, Isaac Mwaura, saying that, this story was very imbalanced because we were not sought out, like the government was not sought out yet. Clearly, on the credits of the at the end of the BBC documentary, it was categorically stated that they did try to reach out to members of the government to have a statement about it, but the government declined many accounts. So when you look at some of those occurrences in the country, you're left to wonder, where does that leave us as a nation?
As a country, I think we are still a very wounded society because majority of us, if not all, haven't moved on from what transpired on the 25th of June, where majority of the youths were killed. And I tend to believe that thing, the perpetrators of that heinous act shall never go unpunished. I tend to believe that sooner or later, somebody or some people shall be arraigned at the International Criminal Court to answer to the questions that pertains to crimes against humanity.
Yeah.
That is something that we are not going to sit down and watch.
Yeah.
It might take time, but it shall eventually come to pass. And just to make statement on, maybe to talk about the statements that have been made by our leaders, or especially leaders allied to the president, who are affiliated to the president, so the Kenya Kwanza leaders.
Yes.
It is very shocking. And I think I believe I can say that we have leaders who are living in denial. They really do not understand the mood of the public, especially post whatever transpired on the 25th of June.
Yeah.
As a result of championing against the finance bill that was proposed. I believe that those statements, some of them are very perfunctory statements, and statements that only invoke much pain on whom
And
that has not
rage.
healed.
Yeah.
So if you find a leader that says that, even the president himself said that he termed active citizens, people who were actually standing against whatever was right, people who are only supported by the constitution, because our constitution, it is enshrined in our constitution that you are at liberty to protest when you feel that you are engraved by a government policy. So for a sitting president, to stand in front of the public and in front of glare cameras to opine or rather to suggest that the people that were on streets were criminals. While in real sense, these were just very patriotic citizens, a generation that is fed up with the culture of living large, culture of luxury that we see, culture of opulence from our leaders,
Yeah.
and the culture of arrogance
Yeah.
that even culminated into a proposal of a very punitive finance bill that had got very severe consequences on the life, or rather the cost of living. Because if we remember very clearly, if we remember very vividly, there were proposals on the eco levy where they were going to introduce very punitive bills or other taxes on the people. So even the president himself called us criminals. That alone tells you that we have a president that doesn't care about the population, or rather the people. We have had even the spokesperson of the government, a person that I respect so much. He has been a mentor of mine and a very brilliant guy, standing there and opposing and just he spoke
Not
very
from
emphatically.
conviction. You can see that it wasn't from his own conviction.
If you feel that whatever you are going to read as a spokesperson does not represent your thinking
Yeah.
or rather your position,
Why do it?
you are at liberty, you are allowed by law to disassociate yourself that
Yeah.
I'm reading this on behalf of government, but
Yeah.
this is not my position.
Yeah.
We have had this Daadab Farah Mali, member of parliament. He said that the government was even supposed to kill more. Yeah, we remember such statements. We recently had Beatrice Elachi,
Yes.
who told that if you feel that you are so much engraved that Kenya is not a better place, then you are at liberty to look for another country to go and live in.
Yeah.
Of recent, we had a member of parliament who said that people are killed on every single day worldwide. If you feel that is something that is not right,
So special. Yeah.
then we just sympathize and move on.
Yeah.
So all these statements still
Very careless.
yeah, they're very reckless statements that should not come out of leaders that we elected and people that we entrust with the government. So this only suggests that we have leaders who haven't really understood whatever is transpiring. They have really not understood the interest or rather the position of the people as we speak. So we have a government that is in denial. We have a government that is not representing our wishes and resolution. We have a government that is very defiant. We have a government that does not respect the constitutionalism and the rule of law.
Yes.
We have a government that is completely not attached. They have completely detached themselves from the interests of the people. So the best thing that this government should happen in accordance with me, I think this is the perfect time for the president to dissolve the government. Because the government that we have today, the current dispensation, will never take us anywhere.
If he dissolves the government, where do we go? Wouldn't that plunge us into more chaos?
There is no crisis there.
Yeah.
It is a legal issue. If the government is dissolved, then we automatically goes for an election. I think in the next few days or so, we are going to have our EBC in place. So there is going to be no lacuna. So because the public is already ready for an election at any given time, because we want this government out of office as soon as possible, because they have completely detached themselves from us. So when the government or when the president decides in his own wisdom to dissolve the government, then it is something that is supported by law. So there will be no crisis. They might suggest that there can be crisis while there will be no crisis. If the government constitutionally dissolves the government, the parliament, we go for an election within 60 days. That is what the constitution says. So that we get leaders that will represent our wishes and aspirations as the people.
Right.
Because that is what we are lacking as a country, and that is what we want.
Right.
Yeah.
So the BBC documentary did come to, I guess, as you rightfully said, that Kenyans had not moved on. And I don't think this is something that we move on from. But does it have to take an international media house to sustain a national conversation that we should be having as citizens? And if not the case, then what are some of the ways that we need to tap into our own voice as the public to ensure that we are sustaining the conversation, that we are keeping vigilant with the conversation, because we are coming now to almost 1 year anniversary And I can already sense the tension. I feel like people are gonna go back to the streets and stuff like that. So how do we ensure that we are sustaining this conversation? The momentum.
I think the most important thing as we head towards the 2027 election is to keep up the momentum and the rage and the narrative that Ruto must go. And that will only come out of such exposés. So if we talk about our Kenyan media, which you are also part of.
Yes. Call us out. Tell us our problem.
One of the things that we understand as a society and as a country is that whatever is happening today is suppression of the media. Because our media is currently not independent. Part of the media has gone into bed with the government. Part of the media has also been suppressed, not to speak the truth and not to be very impartial in whatever in terms of their hearing.
Yes.
So what the BBC has done is actually to come and to cut that niche and to take the place that the Kenyan media should play. But I think it is also a good show and a good thing that it has set some precedents. So moving forward, we expect the Kenyan media houses to team up and come up with also their exposes so that we can counter-check. Because I tend to believe that even whatever was captured by the BBC, it was not very, very comprehensive and extensive. It was somehow shallow because there is a lot that transpired on that material day and even before because the finance bill, it lasted for close to 3 weeks. So we need an account of whatever transpired there. And then, that is what happened in full glare of the people. There are a lot of enforced disappearance that also transpired. There are a lot of abductions that are still even happening today as a result of whatever happened of the finance bill protest. So we need an expose that is going to give us clarity on whatever transpired. And so if this thing happens, it is going to help us keep the momentum and the tempo and to ensure that we keep the rate and the narrative that as we head towards 2027, we have to do away with this government. The current president that we have and his team must go home so that we find a fresh team that is going to bring the country together because currently the country is apart and to ensure that the interests of the people is taken care of. Because that is what we need as a people. Yes.
And again, a lot of unnecessary events. Like we saw the arrest of the 4 filmmakers that were part of the BBC documentary. Then they were released immediately. I don't know what was that about even. But also something that is
part of the
censorship
and orchestrated team to try and instill fear and cowardice in our gallant media experts. People like you. But we tend we believe that will only improve or rather inculcate the culture of gallantry and strength into you people. And so nobody should sell you fear because we live in a country that is run by law. We live in a country that is governed by the rule of law and constitutionalism. So there is nobody that should instill fear in you people. Because we have seen media playing a very active role in ensuring that our democracy is advanced. And so we are not going to sit down and see that as clawback. We have also seen media personalities who stand out to be one of people that stand for the democratic expansion in this country. If you talk about somebody like Boniface Mwangi, who is currently one of the activists that has put this government into account and placed it in check, he's come out from the media industry. And we also have had people before, people like Jichopevu, who came out from investigative journalism into government, only that he camouflaged into somebody else.
Gado.
But we know the role that the media plays and we are not going to undermine it. So you should stick to that and you must only soldier around because you have the backing of the people.
Right. Yes. So just even following the for example, the cold blood shooting of the now slain MP of Kasipul, Charles Were, right? It happened sometime last week, I think Friday, and this week we already have the suspects who killed him. They've already appeared before the police, the DCI and whatnot. And out of that, some of the conversations were happening online is that our 68 people who were killed during and 68 is actually very reductionist because these are the people that are reported in media.
Yeah.
We've not accounted for the bodies in Kware. We've not talked about the Githurai people.
Massacre.
We've not talked about all those people. So we've not had a single follow-up of the people who were slain. So what are we saying? Are we saying that the people are not as important? Are we saying that members of parliament are the only ones that the law can protect? Who will protect us from them? You know, that's the question that one poet asks, that you have a whole system and machinery of people to protect you from me, from we the people. But who will protect us from you? Because you are the ones who are always curtailing our freedoms and violating our rights.
You know, we have a government that has normalized this culture of insecurity. And so they thought that the people are the only victims. So it caught them by surprise that one of them was also became part of the insecurity issue.
No one is invincible, and in fact, death is the law of everyone. We all must die.
In as much as I personally sympathize with the person because
Sympathize and move on.
I have known him for some time.
Okay, personally.
So my sympathies goes with him, the family, and even the members of the Kasipul constituency. But I tend to believe that there is laxity in our security system, and I think the incompetence starts from the top
And it
echelon.
transcends, yes.
And I believe that even Kipchumba Murkomen, who currently sits as the interior CS, is not qualified to take charge of that serious docket. I think the government or the president should act and find somebody competent enough to run that serious docket. And if we talk about the mass murder that occurred during the Gen Z protest,
Yes.
especially on that fateful day of 25th, I think statistics are lying. Because who are we relying on to give us the numbers? Why are you telling us that there are 68?
Yeah,
While we know that there are a lot
much
of
more.
people that passed on, or people that were killed in cold blood,
Yeah.
and the government cannot give us. I can't sit
Substantiate.
and wait for the government to give me figures of the people that they killed. So I know and understand that there are a lot of people who died, and the statistics can't be less than 500. So many people were killed. So many people are still unable to discover where the bodies are or their beloved ones are. So we know that number is not factual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lie.
Yeah.
And I tend to believe that if we have normalized, or rather if we normalize this idea of insecurity, or partially securing a specific group, because we live in a society where leaders are treated better than others. We should be in a society where we are equal before the law, and even issues or things to do with insecurity should be a matter of concern to each and everybody in this country. So whatever transpired or whatever happened with Ongondowere, I think if we are not careful as a society, even the president himself is very vulnerable.
I mean,
security.
if Migori is anything to go by.
If that is anything to go by, we should tighten up our security sector. Because the person of the president, I do not like the president, but I want to see him leave. I want to see the president leave because I believe that he should be answerable to certain injustices that he has caused in this country. So we would not like to see a situation where we lose very senior leaders, because that will may also cause crisis in this country. So we want security and safety of each and every individual in this country taken very seriously. So it should be a priority, and the government must sit down and see on how we are going to regain our security system.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we are coming to the first year anniversary from June, this 2025. Do you think, if at all Kenyans are going to be back on the streets, the demands have shifted from the demands that we had last year?
I think we're still grappling with the same things. Because we were talking about efficiency, we were talking about accountability, we are talking about good governance, while we have not seen these things happen. So Kenyans are at liberty because we have a law that allows us to go to street anytime that we want. You do not even need permission to get back to streets. So the constitution is very clear. You want to protest, the constitution guarantees that. Let us move to streets. If anybody calls us to streets, and we don't even need to wait to be called. I think even this expose, the BBC expose on the Blood Parliament, was enough to trigger a return to streets, because I think the government is still in slumber, and they haven't really done anything even with the formation of the broad-based government that was enshrined.
They call it the blood-based.
The blood-based government, that
Yeah.
is because it is born out of the blood that was shed by the Gen Zs in their quest for an accountable government. So there is nothing that has happened. In fact, we have regressed. We have gone to us. So the government and the people, we should remain vigilant. And we are eagerly waiting for the finance bill, the contents of the finance bill 2025, so that we see whether we are going back to streets or not. But I believe that possibly we can go back to streets as soon as possible, because I tend to believe that now that they are unable to give us the details of whatever is captured in the upcoming finance bill up to now,
Yeah.
because we should have started to interrogate whatever it contains.
Yeah.
But the moment they bring it, we are going to interrogate it, and we are going to sit down and see, or rather to decide whether we are going back to streets or not. And I believe that when Kenyans decide, if we decide to get back to streets this time,
Yeah.
it is going to be a completion of the journey that the people started.
Right.
And this time round, I know the people are not going to waste time capturing parliament, because that was already complete. There is only one institution that people are currently waiting to attack and to capture.
Yeah. Which is
That one should remain undisclosed. But I think the president should be very careful.
right.
The president must be a person that understands that the people are still engraved by matters that pertain to high cost of living. The education sector is not working. The health sector, we are unable to access the SHI and the SHA. So people are still very much hungered, and there is rage. So the moment the government proposes a punitive finance bill this time round,
Yeah.
I think we might see Kenyans visit the president in his
Atasalimiwa.
anaweza salimiwa.
Anaweza
So he should
salimiwa.
be very careful
Yeah.
and cautious of the finance bill that is to present in parliament as soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but we expect to be in streets anytime because the constitution guarantees that.
All right. Wow. We are still in the discussion of what happened in June 2024. We are coming, to the first year anniversary of the June 2024 anti-finance bill protest. And so we are interrogating what is Kenya like post-protest, and how do we ensure that we sustain the momentum and leading up to the 2027 elections, which is definitely something that we are going to come back and continue discussing some more. So please do let us know if you have any question for my guest. We shall be tackling some of those questions as you send them in, but let's get into some music and we will be right back after this. Do not touch that dial.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Picture perfect, yani wangu na mini wake. I love how we love in silence. Watangoja sana tuwachane. Baby, slow down the motion. In my heart you dey cause a commotion. While I nani when nimengoja. I wanna stick to your program. Baby, slow down the motion. In my heart you dey cause a commotion. While I nani when nimengoja. I wanna stick to your program. Ooh, I know you were meant for me. I was meant for you. This is what it feels to find true love. I know you were meant for me. I was meant for you. This is what it feels to find true love. Check it, baby, while asubuhi, you're my sunrise. You're the one that makes me feel nice. Wanna give you loving all night. Hakuna kwanga special. Kwanza ukifunga leso, unaniacha kwa mateso. Jeso, Jeso, mtoto ni marembo. Oneni, she's my angel. Akiniacha ni mateso. Jeso, Jeso, I know you are meant for me. You were meant for me. I was meant for you. I was meant for you. This is what it feels to find true love. I know you are meant for me. You were meant for me. I was meant for you. I was meant for you. This is what it feels to find true love.
Show me the way, nisipotee, to be the way. I'm not okay, I'm not okay.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Nani wewe tu wanichanganya, kama baby nimekosa unisamehe, juni wewe minataka hadi milele, yeah. Kama uniamini nipe dakika chache, uwimboni wako baby, niamini naposema baby ni wewe tu, baby ni wewe tu, baby ni wewe tu, baby ni wengine mimi sitaki, wewe watosha, nina bahati, waninunulie gari, mimi si wafuati, penzi kwako si banduki, wewe wangu wa dhati. Kama huniamini, nipe dakika chache, uwimboni wako baby, niamini naposema, baby ni wewe tu, baby ni wewe tu, kama huniamini, nipe dakika chache, uwimboni wako baby, niamini naposema, baby ni wewe tu, 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 baby ni wewe tu,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. You are still tuning into the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I am still here with David Wipa, expert governance issues, politics, and everything in between. And we are still unpacking what just happened after June 2024. And the reason as to why we need to have this conversation is because June 2025 is just around the corner, and we need to start looking at that the historic moment that the June protests did portend for Kenya and Kenya's governance and democratic future. And so we have to continue having this discussion. Now, David, it's hard to say that there's a lot of progress that has been made in Kenya, especially when you live under this regime and you are constantly inundated with things that are not working. As you mentioned rightfully, it's either today healthcare is not working, tomorrow education is lacking capitation, the next day somebody's being thrown a shoe at. So it's quite a lot. So with that being said, I'm sure that we do not completely throw away the baby and the bathwater, in that there might have been a narrative change that happened from June 2024. So from where you sit, what do you think that and especially when shedding a light on the people, in terms of democratic proactiveness of the citizens, political awareness, can you say that there is something that started from that moment going forward? And how do we not lose that? I really don't want us to lose that.
I tend to believe that Kenyans have a common goal, and we have unanimously agreed that Ruto must go. I think only that call makes them very, very, that makes us very united. And so I tend to believe that there is no much progress that has been made.
Yes.
I think in terms of development, in terms of governance, good governance and accountability, or these things that we are standing up very strongly to call for as a people, we have not progressed in any shape or form.
Yes.
In fact, we have clawed back. We have come from worst to worst. The government that we have today is a tone-deaf government, a very defiant government, and a government that has completely lost touch with the people. It is a government that is driven by denialism. So there is nothing good that we have seen. The fruits of whatever the youth stood up strongly to call of or to talk for,
yes,
there is nothing that has been achieved. We still have leaders who are living in opulence. We have got leaders who are arrogant. We have a president that is still lying to the people.
Yeah.
And so there is no programs that we are making as a country. That is why it is only good that the political activeness that we see. You know, our people are currently politically very active
Yes.
and proactive.
Yes.
And so whatever, with the simple thing that we need to mainstream, or rather to anchor as we move forward, is to ensure that this activism, the activeness, perpetuates and never dies. So we are going to ensure that this activism is perpetuated,
Yeah.
and we are going to ensure that we continue to call out our leaders for the injustices that they perpetrate.
Right.
So our people are not going to relent, our people are not going to be cowed, and our people are going to soldier on with a lot of boldness until such a time that we get rid of this bad government from office. Yes.
You speak about activism, and I remember that the June 2024 really did create a new crop of activists, right? People who we've never known of heard about before. The June 2024 became a playing field for them. You know, we have the talks of Akina Hanifa, we have the likes of Akina Tatiana Gishero, we have the likes of Akina Caswell Makoure.
Yeah.
We also have the Morara Kebasos, right? So it really gave us it introduced us to new voices. But then again, 10 months after the June 2024, some of them have become quite compromised, to be honest. You know, somebody like Makoure has come under fire so many times for being supposedly a compromised activist from that era. So is this something that we need to just constantly always have to grapple with and create space for? And if not at all, it's quite pretentious, don't you think?
One of the things that I tend to believe is that we glorified wrong people. Very wrong and dangerous characters. We glorified people.
What makes them wrong?
The positions, you know, if you're not principled, nationalism, the spirit of nationalism requires that you are a principled person and a person who stands for values. So you are not a person that is easily compromised or a person that is not easily persuaded.
But how do
or
we
enticed.
know? How do we know a person who is not easily compromised so that we can glorify them? Because how do you figure even that out?
I have seen individuals who stand for values and perpetuate them to the end. We have known people who have fought for this country. We've known people who have fought for values for their lives as they pursue a better Kenya. So if we talk about somebody like Morara, Morara emerged from nowhere that he could imitate President Ruto perfectly. And that is how we started to glorify Morara, to support his conmanship games to generate money to crowd pool for civic education. And then Morara, he wanted to form a political party. From that, he joined Rigiji, our deputy president. And then of late, I have seen him even yesterday, he's currently castigating Rigiji. As of now, we know very clearly that whoever opposes Rigiji, whoever opposes the alliance of Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Kina Matiang'i, that is a person that is a mole, or that is William Ruto's mole. So as of now, we know very well that Morara is a person that is working for the government and Ruto. That is something that we are not going to sugarcoat. And you see how we glorified him, how we celebrated him as a person who was championing for the rights of the people. So we were misplaced, and I think we need to apologize to our senses and our intelligence because we were persuaded to a very wrong direction. Somebody like Kasmuel, the same individuals and characters that we were fighting and were fighting against, the same person that he now sits down with and eat together.
Yeah.
So these are people that are compromised, and there is nothing that as for me, there is no value or there is no any reference that I can draw from those two individuals. I tend to have soft spot on an individual like Hanifa because I believe that he has stood for something. He has maintained his position. He continues to call out the government. I have seen associate with individuals I tend to agree that are the right people that we must associate with. Because as of now, the persons that we must associate, the coalition that we must associate with as the Gen Z is the position that is led by Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred
Martha
Matiang'i,
Karua.
Martha Karua, because those are the people that are championing for the rights of the people. Those are the people that understand the wishes and isolations of our people. So those are the people that we are obliged to associate with moving forward.
We
in order
wouldn't
to
be
get rid
gullible
of-
to think that they are going to save Kenya.
No. It is not a question of gullibility.
Because it's same script,
Let me
different
tell you,
cast.
Let me tell you, it is not a same no, that is a narrative that is being sold by the government, that these are the same people.
So do you think that this actually have what we need as a country
Those are
for
the
a
people,
360 turnaround?
those are people who have the ingredients. And in fact, let me tell you, if you talk about removing Ruto from power, and we agree that we are going to do it through a constitutional and legal and political
Amendment.
means, that is getting to election. We need numbers. We are not going to lie. And if we decide that we are going to also remove him from power, which is constitutionally through protest and the same way we started on 25th, then with that we don't require the likes of Rigathi Gachagua. But now that we have resolved that we are going to go take this through an election, we need to be realistic enough to understand that now in politics or with politics, we need numbers. We need mobilization. We need resources that matches the ones that the government side has. And the only individuals who are capable of marshalling that force, both resource-wise, financially, and even mobilization, we need these people. We need individuals like Rigathi Gachagua, and I believe that he is going to play an integral and very active role in ensuring that Ruto becomes a one-term president.
Yeah.
So that is something that personally I'm not going to be deluded to deny. That we need Rigathi Gachagua more than anybody else. That we need Martha Karua, we need Kalonzo Musyoka, we need Fred Matiang'i, because either way, one of them is the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And I am not even going to lie to myself that because I'm championing for accountability and good governance, I need somebody like Okia Omtata or David Maraga to take over from President Ruto. There is no way Maraga can become the president of Kenya. I'm not going to lie to myself. There is no way Okia Omtata can become the president of Kenya against President William Ruto. We have not reached at a level where we are going to look at an individual and say that, we are going to vote this person. We need mobilization because it is politics, and I am very realistic, and I am an individual who believes in reality and realism. So I believe that for us to make William Ruto a one-term president, the way we have decided that he has to go, William Ruto has to go, and the only way and the only person that is going to help us do that very quickly and cheaply is one Rigathi Gachagua and his team. So that is where we are. That is where we are aligned. That is where we are affiliated, because we have unanimously agreed that William Ruto has to go home one way, and there is no way about that. There is no negotiation about that. Even him, it has come to his realization that he is going home, and there is no way about. He has to go home, and Rigathi Gachagua has to help us do that.
Right.
And we believe Rigathi Gachagua stood for the interest of the people. By the way, to suggest that Rigathi Gachagua is the same crop as Ruto is a lie. If that was the case, then they could have not disagreed. So Rigathi Gachagua has been championing for our interests. He's a person that has stood very strongly against this government. He's a person that has stood very strongly against the commercialization of a government and turning it into a personal enterprise. And we tend to agree with Rigathi Gachagua that this country has to be rescued. And he is going to help us do that. And his team. Yes.
Then you are on the ballot 2027.
I am in the ballot because
Why?
I personally believe that I have a conviction that I have whatever it takes to turn around or rather help turn around the things.
Okay.
We have to reclaim the glory of the August House, and that is the Parliament. Parliament is one of the organs of government that we really have to help mainstream some sense of professionalism. We have to take parliaments to where it belonged. When we had individuals like James Orengo before, when we had real issues being canvassed in that house. And I believe that I have what it takes to ensure that that is reclaimed. We don't want a government that is rubber stamping executive authority. The current parliament that we have has been usurped by the executive. The current parliament that we have is an extension of the executive. So a parliament that is overtaken by the executive and that is being run by a government, I don't think I can sit in a parliament and agree that it is usurped by the executive. So these are the things that we have, and we know I have like-minded individuals that we are going to meet in that parliament and reclaim its glory, because I think the software of a country is the parliament. The software of government is the parliament.
Not
If
its
we have
people.
if we have a parliament, the people, our system of governance, we have a representative democracy, where the people are directly or rather indirectly represented in government through parliament, or rather elected leaders. So I believe that for the wishes and isolations of the people to be prioritized in this country, then we need people with very clear minds and positions like myself in order to help this country. So a parliament that is going to be driven by decorum, and a government that is going to be based on the conversation of helping our people come out poverty, a government that is going to help our government restructure policies that affect education sector, health sector, job creation sector, manufacturing sector, our agricultural sector. We need very sober and very sober-minded individuals and professionals like myself in order to mainstream that. So I tend to believe that once I get there, we are going to totally see a government that is very efficient and is very committed towards delivering to the people and to the citizens.
What do you think is going to fuel most of the campaigns for 2027? Minus Ruto must go.
I don't think, I'm not going to be diverted that I need another narrative other than the Ruto must go narrative.
Why does it
That
work?
is the only narrative that we want.
Why
We
does
have
it work?
the Ruto must go narrative? Because Ruto is the source of all challenges that we face as a country today.
I mean, he's not the first president to get blood coiling for citizens.
Ruto as president is worse than even the colonial era. Because during the colonial era, kids were not killed, children and young citizens like myself who are active in championing for the rights and who stand very strongly in calling for accountability and good governance. They were never murdered in cold blood. So I think this is one of the worst kind of government that I have even seen and studied in history. So nobody is also going to convince me that I need another narrative or any other. We don't even need a policy. The narrative that we must perpetuate moving toward 2027 is that one of Ruto must go. And if you see the president crying each and every time on top of cast that you cannot have Ruto must go as your agenda, just know that agenda is enough. That agenda is enough to take him home. So there is no agenda that we need. You do not even need another narrative. You do not even need to have a manifesto. The moment William Ruto goes, and not just going, I tend to believe that if we follow the law very clearly, then the president must go somewhere which is not Sugoi after 2027.
Which is not
president,
Sugoi.
in accordance with my position, the president belongs to somewhere else. In some
That
safe or
sits
somewhere
side with
where he should go and introspect as we bring back or repossess the things that have been grabbed.
But is Ruto going to solve him going like Ruto must going? Is it going to solve all our problems in Kenya? Because our problems are systemic.
Immediately Ruto goes
Yeah.
in 2027.
Yeah.
August, the second Tuesday of August 2027, our problem shall have been halfway solved.
Halfway.
Just with Ruto going halfway, we have solved our problems.
No.
And now we know we also have policies, job creation. I know we are going to multiply the absorption rate in terms of job creation for the youth. Our production sector, and that is the agricultural sector, we are no longer going to have fake fertilizer being given to our farmers. I believe we are going to revert or go back to NHIF that was operational and functional.
Yeah.
And we are going to abolish this nonsense of SHIF. I believe that we are going to do away with the new university funding model, and we are going to get back to a system where capitation is given in time, and university students and universities are able to get their capitation at the right time. I also tend to believe that this nonsense of affordable housing is going to be scrapped because you don't need to deduct people money from Kenyans pay slips to build houses that are imaginary.
Yeah.
So I believe that we shall have reset this country the moment Ruto goes home, because these policies that we have that are punitive, we are going to do away with them day one in office. Day one in office, I am sure the president that shall take over, whether Rigiji or Matiang'i or Kalonzo Musyoka or anybody that shall be endorsed by the people, I am sure that their first executive order will be to revert and to take away and to abolish all this nonsense that we have today.
Yeah.
I am not going to be persuaded that I don't even need another narrative. As for me, my narrative and the narrative that I align to is
Ruto
that
must
of
go.
Ruto must go. And that is the way towards 2027. And he has to go.
And
he
I
has got
mean,
no other ways.
yeah, I think that's a narrative that most Kenyans are also riding on.
Yeah, we are very familiar with
But the dangers with such a narrative, which is it's a very simplistic narrative. That's my thinking. Like, it's a very simplistic narrative that needs to be nuanced, right?
You don't need,
Right.
Anne, you do not need a complex and complicated narrative to align with the people. You don't need a very complicated thing. Even Ruto in 2027 when he won, he just said Asla. Nobody even understood that the meaning of it. It was just Asla as plain as that and as shallow as that. Dynasty versus Aslas. It was just as shallow as that. There was nothing, there was no innovation there. So you don't need to bring a narrative from even to come and campaign against Ruto. You just need that shallow as Ruto must go. It's enough to take Ruto home. If you say Ruto must go anywhere, say one term, Ruto must go. That is what people know. That is what people want. That is what people understand.
Yeah.
That is what resonates with them.
Yeah.
So that is what you need to sell to the people. Because you don't need all these conmanship games of trying to craft a manifesto that is complicated and to tell people so many things that you know are not deliver. You can never deliver on. Just simply need to tell them that Ruto must go and they will vote against Ruto and bring in another new president. We only need to get this country to where it belongs. We don't need to decorate things. Kenya is a country that is presumably run by the rule of law and constitutionalism. The constitution dictates whatever a president should do, how the president should expend money that is collected from revenue, and that is it. And the constitution also aligns very clearly that the organs of government are independent. So you don't need to extend to if you are an executive or the head of executive, you don't need to capture parliament. You don't need to capture judiciary. What else do you need? You don't need anything to do that. You just simply need to say and to believe that Ruto must go, and that is the narrative. So that is the narrative, and even you as the media, you should help us sell that narrative, and you should help us not deviate from that narrative.
Well, unfortunately, the media ethics cannot allow us. We are supposed to be objective and sort of play Switzerland.
That is objectivity.
So Ruto must go is objectivity.
That is one of the most fantastic
objectivities of the day. Right. We are really stringed for time here, and so let me just hear what would your final remarks be? I mean, there's a lot that we've talked about, so we can start with a clarion call to the young people of this country in terms of sustaining the conversation. Come 2027, what are we going to, where do we go from here? And
I think to the young people of this country, one of the things that we must continue to do and to advance is to call out these leaders in social media. Yesterday I saw Moses Wetangula when he went to condole with the family of Kasipul MP, the late Ongondoweri. He said that we make a lot of nonsense. We do a lot of nonsense in social media. There is no nonsense that we do there. What we do there is a serious work and they're feeling it. So let us continue to inject. Let us continue to do the Lord's work and let us not be deviated or diverted from that. And one of the things that we must also do is to take politics very seriously. Not only at the voting level, we must now elevate and ensure that we run for these positions. These positions belong to the young generation. It is us that shall ensure that this country is transformed to the level that we want. If we want Kenya to look like Singapore, where efficiency is the order of the day, we must take charge of these positions as the young people. Another thing that we must do as the people is to align with the right people. We are going to election in 2027.
Yes, we are.
And me, I would really like to call my fellow youths that we must align with the right side, and the right side is the side that is against Ruto. The side is that is
any side that is against
any living organism that is against Ruto, just align with that person.
Any living organism that is so radical.
So that is the only way. And just with your statements, we must continue to radicalize our people. Let us radicalize the youth. Let us ensure that we demonize this government. These are the things that we must do. Demonize the government.
Do we need to demonize something that is already demonized?
Yeah, we continue to demonize the government.
self-demonized
Yeah,
itself.
we must continue to demonize this government
Yeah.
to ensure that nobody ever gives a damn to whatever they do and to whatever they say.
Yeah.
So these are things that we must continue to do as a people. And just the same way we talked about the blood parliament, I think 25th of June should be declared a public holiday.
In fact, that whole week.
That I think that is one
We
of
need a whole week of public
mourning our
holiday.
people, mourning
Yes.
our people.
Yes.
And I think
And flags to go and have
this expose
Yeah,
that we saw, like the
yeah.
what you say, the BBC,
Blood parliament.
the blood parliament. Anybody who has got something to expose, please come up. This is the right time.
Yeah.
We need to continue with the rage, and we need to continue to radicalize our people. We need to continue to demonize this government, and we need to ensure that we continue, even if it is propaganda. Let us continue to do a
Propagate.
lot of propaganda against this government, because that is the only platform in which we are going to get rid of this government. And if we say that it is one term, then it is going to happen. No other thing is going to help us in this country. Propaganda, demonizing this government, radicalizing our youth and even our parents, so that we become together. And let us not practice politics of ethnicity. Let us also support anybody that shall be endorsed by that wing, whether Rigathi Gachagua, because he's equally very much qualified to be the president of this country. There is nothing that hinders him from running to be the president of this country.
Yeah.
Matiang'i, if Matiang'i, let's support anybody that will be supported by that side. But I am looking at a scenario where I have an individual of like Matiang'i, Martha Karua, JB Muturi, and even Wamunyoro. Wamunyoro is the most qualified person to take over the presidency of this country. And I believe that he has the right mind, he has the personality. So if it shall be granted, if they decide to give him the ticket, please let us rally behind Wamunyoro, because we need to transform this country, and we need to do that as urgently as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's very beautifully said. I think it's a great place to end this conversation here, only for today. But you'll definitely come back.
I will obviously come
this
back.
is a conversation that is going to continue snowballing up until 2027. So we will definitely need to go all in terms of Kenya's political future up to that point. But thank you so much for coming on to Power Radio this morning.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and rendering your voice. We need to, as you're saying, this is our way of mainstreaming young voices. And we believe that we need more and more and more of this. So
Echoes of opposition.
For sure.
And echoes of anti-root and anti-government.
we
Need that a lot.
We need it. We need it for sure. Sawa sawa. We've been talking to David Wipa. From his sentiments, you can tell really what most young Kenyans are feeling kule kwa ground. So definitely, I keep saying that one conversation is never enough. We keep coming back, please. And the only way to keep coming back is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that you do not miss out on whatever it is that we are talking about. And how do we sustain what the people want to be able to see? Is it good governance? Is it democratic rights as well upheld? Is it the narratives that we want to be a part of spearheading? Definitely something that we are very keen on right here on Power Radio. So we shall continue this conversation again and again and again and again until we see that the country is delivered to its promised land. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Allow me to leave you, but I love you and leave you in the capable hands of Caroline Murote. She comes in with Shiva sessions from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. So you do want to stick around for that. Later on, we have our dynamic duo of our hip hop heads, DJ CJ Kenya alongside Elijah Mose. They come in with Gift of Gab for all things hip hop. So you definitely do want to stick around for that as well. I'll see you on Friday. And this Friday, we are going to look at the AI strategy that government has just launched. Is it a digital blueprint that can be sustainable for the digital economy of this country? And what does that look like? So we shall be talking to Mr. Richard Odongo. He is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, but also an AI and digital specialist as well. So we will see you on Friday, same time, same place. I've been your host, Wanyoike. Take care. God bless. We'll see you on Friday.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
You say you like Ologomba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like Jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin and not Georgia. Melanin all over. Nobody can boca. Well, they tried sometime back in November. They really didn't think I would remember. Sahi, my confidence in my rise. I never used to be like this before. I used to be so damn insecure. I took a dark skin lana. Haters are wicked loud. Nothing ever sweet like coco. Get on the dance floor, make them loco. You say you like Ologomba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like Jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin and not Georgia. Melanin all over. Nobody can boca. You say you like Ologomba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like Jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin and not Georgia. Melanin all over. Nobody can boca. Yeah. You don't know how I like your confidence. The way you walk, how you talk, it's evident. Black is the beauty, so more for them. You were a star. Brown skin, una kill. Oh, show them who you are. You were a star. Brown skin, una kill. Oh, show them who you are. You like a loco. Like a loco, you like that toto. Like that toto star. You like a loco. Like a loco, you like that toto. Like that toto star. You like a loco. Like a loco, you like that toto. Like that toto star. You like a logo. Like a loco, you like that toto. Like that toto star.
From sunrise